This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Buying a car shouldn't eat up your week. That's why Carvana made it convenient. Car buying that fits around your life, not the other way around. You can get pre-qualified for an auto loan in just a couple of minutes and browse thousands of quality car options, all within your terms, all online, all on your schedule. Turn car buying into a few clicks and not a full week's endeavor. Finance and buy your car at your convenience on Carvana. Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
Rated T for Teen.
Each year, thousands of adults lose their shred. It's an epidemic simply known as shred loss. But it doesn't have to be this way. Because rekindling your shred is as easy as playing the new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. With new parks, cross-platform multiplayer, and sick new game modes, we can put an end to shred loss everywhere. Get the new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 and show the world that the shred's not dead. Pre-order Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 and play the Foundry demo.
Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to the Football Show. It's 6 o'clock, and it is 10th of July, 2025, and we are live on all social platforms. So if you do fancy coming and having a chit-chat about your team, please head over to Chickens on the Loose podcast on Twitter and come and join our lovely bunch of football fans. In today's podcast, we'll be talking about the Football Governance Bill. We'll be also talking about Bradford City new kit launch, and also we'll be talking to a Notts County fan, or Notts County fans, and hopefully we'll be talking to a Carlisle fan, and whoever else wants to join, feel free. So I should be joined, if they all can hear me, by Haru from the Bantam Zone.
Hey, Johnny, can hear you loud and clear, mate.
Harry from Top of the Cop.
Hello, Johnny. How are you?
Well, mate. Jack, who floats about on Chickens on the Loose podcast.
Hello, Johnny.
And Mark T. Mr.
Good evening,
T.
Johnny.
Good afternoon, guys. Hope everybody is well. So, let's get this ball rolling. I don't know if people have seen it, but the Football Governance Bill got voted in over the weekend, over the couple of days ago. The Football Governance Bill was in the Commons the other day and passed by 415 votes to 98 in a massive win. I know this has been talked about for a while, and basically the legislation means a new independent football regulator, the IFR, block on European Super League entry, heritage protected such as colours and crest, better finance ownership and safeguarding, and improved fan engagement, and to protect and promote financial soundness of clubs, to protect and promote financial resistance in the Football League, and a safeguarding heritage of the English football licenses, and there's many, many more stuff. So Haru, let's go straight to you. What's your thoughts on the football new bill that's been brought in? FGB, I'll rename it.
Yeah, put me on the spot here, Johnny. I don't know much about it, obviously, after what you told me yesterday. I don't really know much about it, but it's, to me, when we discussed about it yesterday, to me, it sounds like a bunch of bollocks, but it will help clubs that are struggling and stuff like that. So I get the point, but yeah, I get the point. It'll help out clubs that are struggling. I know with like with certain clubs that are struggling at this moment in time. But yeah, that's all I can say about it because I don't really know much about it.
Harry?
I don't know much about it really, so
I'm putting everybody on the spot here. I love it, really.
no comment.
Just like a local MP, no comment. Jack?
The same thing that Arun said. It's gonna help other clubs when they're struggling, but I don't think they'll stick with it the full time. It's just like when we got new rules last season, it never stuck, and this bill thing's not going to stick either. In my opinion, to be honest with you.
Mr. T?
I like the idea in principle, but just like everything's with this government, will it stick out? Maybe not. And also, I'd like to know who's going to pay for it. Are we going to pay for it as taxpayers? Do taxpayers have to pay for this? Or is it the clubs that pay for it? Is it some sort of fund that pays for it? Is that fund going to help local teams, as in your level 8, 9, like how far does it go? Do Premier League need any more money? Or is it going to be invested into the lower league clubs? That's the interesting question.
And that's it. Politic hour's gone. We've got rid of the crap. Right. Haru and Jack, Bradford City have launched their new home kit. What's your thoughts on it?
Go on, Arun, you go first.
I've got mixed feelings on it, to be honest with you. Like, when I woke up and I will check it through Instagram and stuff like that, and came across Bradford City's Instagram page, and I've seen the story that they post about a lot of fans lining up at the club shop to buy it. To me, do you know what? I'll actually go ahead and buy it myself. I'll actually go buy it, but I know a lot of people will have like different thoughts on it, but I think it's really good. Like, I've got mixed opinions on it, but I think it looks really good.
Yeah, in my opinion, I don't like it, but it's expected from the two kits that we've already got, like the pink one, our third kit, and then obviously the white and blue one. It's obviously we are going to get a bad kit, and in my opinion, I've said this a couple of days to everyone on TikTok. I said that it literally looked like a tea towel, a kitchen tea towel, and in my opinion, I will not be buying it because it's just a waste of money. But it might change my opinion in person, but from the photos, it just looks shocking.
Yeah. I've just seen pictures, obviously. I'm going to go and probably buy it on Tuesday when I get paid. The long sleeve one looks horrible, flatly putting it, but the short sleeve one looks nice. But like I've just said on TikTok, if Bradford City launched like the traditional like strips, what they've been doing.
Yeah, if they stuck with like the last, I think we should have stuck with the last season's kit because that was a really nice kit with like the BC engraved into the colour. Yeah, but going from that, then going to the really thin stripes, I don't understand what went through the heads to do that. And in my opinion, it's been falsely. How do I put it? It's been falsely promoted as well because they said that it wasn't getting released until 5 o'clock, so none of us knew that it was coming out at 5. But yesterday, Simon Parker, which is our TNA, put on here on X that obviously the kit was being released, and he said that that everyone's seen the leaks, but he didn't say the leaks were wrong, and that's where us football fans knew that it was going to be the leaked kit. And yeah, in my opinion, I think I've done a bad job.
Yeah. So this podcast is live, and transfer news is coming all the time. For Stoke fans, Stoke have completed the signing of former West Ham left back Aaron Croswell on a free transfer. The 35-year-old was joined on a 1-year deal. That's that there, and nothing else. Rochdale have announced Joe Pritchard on an internal 1-year deal. That's just come through there. And there's nothing else yet. Right. So we are the football show and we do go from a Premier League to non-league. So Graham, who is a Carlisle fan.
Good evening.
your fixtures got released yesterday.
They did indeed, yes.
The floor is yours, mate.
Well, I honestly don't know where to begin. I've been eagerly anticipating the National League fixtures coming out since we'd actually come round to the idea of being in the National League. And then the fixtures have come out and it's absolutely horrendous. The amount of Tuesday and Wednesday games is ridiculous. There's the shortest month of the year, February, there's 6 games in 28 days, which I think is ridiculous. I think it's just poor mismanagement all round. It could have been a lot better, but
so are you looking forward to any game in particular?
Well, I was looking forward to the decent ones, but they've sort of been ruined by the nights they've been put on. We've got York City home and away on a Tuesday night, which is me travelling from Yorkshire. Is going to make it hard. Sorry for the kids. Yes, it's going to make it hard for me to get up there and get back without spending stupid amounts of money on hotels and stuff, and it's just really annoying. Halifax again. I know it's local to me, but you're still looking at trains at 11 o'clock at night from Halifax, and it's not doable. They're not doable. It's ridiculous. But there's Truro away, possibly, and it's last away game of season. That's one that I'm possibly looking at, because it has actually dropped on a Saturday and not a Tuesday, so that's good news.
Who's your first game?
We have Woking away.
What about Boxing Day? Boxing Day?
Right, so I'll just, as first 4 away games are all Southern-based teams, and when I say Southern, I mean Southern. So we've got Woking away, Wealdstone away, Sutton away, and Brackley away. They're his first 4 away fixtures. What were you saying, Johnny? Boxing Day?
Yeah, Boxing Day.
Boxing Day, I don't mind it as long as I can get there, because it's Gateshead away, so it'd be Newcastle on Boxing Day, which I really don't mind.
And New Year's?
New Year's, we don't play until the 3rd of January. So we've got Wealdstone at home on the 3rd of January. And then
Have they got any fans?
They've got no fans. No fans. And then we'll wrap the season up with an away trip to Truro and then hosting Brackley Town. And
then I've also read that Carlisle have basically not entered the National League Cup. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, the trust, we all met as a trust and put our points across to it. With the amount of fixtures, we've sort of entering the FA Cup in the 4th qualifying round, and the amount of fixtures that's crammed in already in the likes of February's and September's and stuff. It just didn't seem viable to do it, because we're trying to run a leaner squad this year. Mark Hughes wants to run sort of a 20-man squad. So if we're going to be entering all these games, the fixtures are going to pile up, and we're going to end up dipping into the open transfer market all year round, and we're going to end up spending an absolute fortune on players again. So I think they've made the right decision. I was definitely in favour of not being in it, because we need to focus on getting out of this league as quick as possible. So that needs to be his aim.
Okay. And is any other Carlisle news broken, or is any transfers you know of, or anything like that?
No more transfers of yet. Mark Hughes did an interview with a local media earlier on in the week, and he said he was happy with the business he'd done so far, and he was looking to make 2, possibly 3 more before the end of the window. But he says he's in no great rush to make any more. He's happy with the squad he's got, but if the 2 or 3 that they're looking at become available, he will be getting them, which I do believe needs to be a couple of centre midfielders, because we are lacking a little bit of physicality in there, which I think we'll need for the National League. But yeah, nothing new on the horizon as yet, so.
Okay. Has do we say what game you're not looking forward to?
There's so many now because they've ruined them with the dates. Forest Green away. Not really entertained by that one. You've got your likes of your Eastleys away, Braintrees away. There's some treks. But yeah, apart from that, if they'd have got the fixtures right and kept the right games on a Saturday, it'd have been a good season. But they just seem to have mucked it all up.
Yeah, like you're saying there, a lot of Tuesday games. It's like in the EFL and with Bradford, we've got a couple of Tuesday games, but most of them are a Saturday. So do you think that's to do with Dizan messing about with the fixtures?
I think it is more to do with Dizan, because I've looked at York City's fixtures and they're in the same boat as us. They've got quite a lot of Tuesday, Wednesday games, so I'm thinking it's more down to the television side of it. And the zone's already come to them and said, look, we want as many Carlisle games and York games on as possible. So I think they've had something to say about it, but they'll never come out that they'll have done out, so.
Okay. So we just had some more transfer news come in. This is from Huddersfield Town. We can confirm Bawdy Spencer has today joined Sky Bet champion side Oxford United in basically quite a lot of money for an undisclosed fee. Comment from Lee Grant. Everyone at Town thanks Brodie for his effort at the club and wishes him the best in the future. So now we're going to dig deep now into League Two. Harry from the top of the cop and then Mark as well. Can you hear us?
Hello, Johnny. You alright?
Yeah, sounds. Mark, you here, mate? No, it must have nodded off. Right, so, Harry.
Yeah.
Have you had any transfer news come in? Have you got any news for us? Just basically what's happening currently at Notts County?
Well, we signed this player from Manchester United called Sonny. I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I'll probably get it wrong. I think he played on loan at Accrington Stanley last year because I think he scored against Carlisle, if I'm right, Graham.
Yeah, that's right, Harry. Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about him, but he's a defender, so that was strength for our defence. So, yeah, nothing else really.
Are you back, Mark?
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Alright, so just asking Harry and yourself, any transfer news or like that, any latest news, any pre-season games or like that happening?
We play a German side on Saturday. It looks like Jatta's out the door.
Yeah, and possibly Jody as well, I think.
I'm not so sure about Jody. Jody flies to Germany tomorrow. Yeah, he joins them tomorrow.
Friday, yeah.
So we shall see. Jatta's definitely gone. We're training him with the B team.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting. As long as we get some money for him. If we make a profit on him, then fair enough. That's what the club owners want to do, then we shall see.
And also we are playing a German side on Tuesday as well. That's our last game in Germany. So.
And Mark or Harry, have you got anything else you want to speak about Notts County?
No, mate. Everything's pretty quiet at the moment. The new away shirt, apart from the away shirt's beautiful.
It is.
It's very green, but very different. I really like it, if I'm honest. I enjoy it. I really like it. I'm dying to see the home one. I hope it's worth it. Rumours are that it's not going to come out until the end of July, which is not great considering the season starts on the 2nd of August.
Yeah, that's not great.
We shall see.
And Graham, have you got any last words on Carlisle?
Not particularly, no, not really. I think I'm sure something will come to my head eventually, but I just want to bring up my points on the new kits that I've seen this week. I'm undecided on the Notts County away shirt. I'd have to see it in person, I think, to decide whether I do like it or not. It is interesting. I do like the look of it, but I think I'd need a closer look at it. The Bradford one, I'm really not keen on. It's just not Bradford for me. They just need to be the same size stripes, not a big stripe and a thin stripe. It just doesn't float my boat, really.
Sorry, I've just a TikTok's just come through. It's made me chuckle, and because this podcast is not PG, I'm going to say it anyway. So we've had Sean on TikTok saying Graham's last words is Carlisle is shit. In brackets, I'm joking.
Well, there's no need, is there?
I know there's no need. Right, sorry, Harry, you got your hand up, mate?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not Scout related, but we know that, I think it was yesterday that David McGoldrick signed for Barnsley, so I wish him all the best of luck.
Right, moving on now to Bradford City Massive, Attendance FC. We're going to smash the league. Jack and Haru.
Way too big for your boots there, Johnny.
I know.
Way too big.
I can't help it. We're only looking at National League here. So what's Haru and Jack, your thoughts on the home kit?
I've said my bit. It's horrific, in my opinion. We should have just stuck with the normal home kit with the hoops.
Yeah, I prefer the short sleeve one, as I said, Johnny. I prefer the short sleeve one than the long sleeve one.
And I know you're aware, Haru, but Jack, did you see any of the Charlie game at all?
Charlie game we haven't even played yet. You mean the SC United game?
SC United, yeah.
I did watch the highlights yesterday, to be honest with you. Yeah, Charlie's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie's sorry. Yeah,
from what I heard on the radio when I was obviously sat cricket scarring because I couldn't go to the game. What I heard on the radio, it sounded like we were very strong, and Humphreys was pretty much doing all the work. It's nice to see that we had some trialists come in and that one of them actually scored. In my opinion, I didn't think we would have won 1-0. I think we could have put more through the net, but that's the whole point of pre-season, isn't it? No, but from what I heard on the radio, it sounds like the squad's quite strong in the midfield, and Curtis Tilt, and a little bit from what I've seen as well on the highlights yesterday. Normally yellow cards normally don't get used in pre-season as much, but what I saw on highlights was a bit silly, in my opinion.
Yeah, the referee, I don't know where they got him from, probably National League Tier 9 or something, and it was Josh Neville got yellow carded.
Well, Neville got yellow carded?
Yeah, for time wasting.
Jesus.
But I've also got a question for Harry and Mark.
Go for it.
What is your opinion on your media team at the minute?
Slow.
Wait, are you asking if we have a media team or?
Yeah.
Well, like the people that it's your admin then, if that's what you want to say.
Okay, so we seem to have had a big change in the club, which I noticed yesterday. And the example I give is the manager's interview after the game on Tuesday night, which wasn't the normal person that interviewed him, wasn't Radio Nottingham or anything like that. It was someone completely new. So I think we're having a bit of a transformation at Notts, but haven't announced it, which is ironic. Having a media team that doesn't announce anything is a bit ironic, but we shall see.
Yeah.
They just seem to have gone missing.
They always go missing though, don't they?
They use Twitter more than Facebook.
Yeah, which is... And from what I saw the other day as well, so when your away kit got announced, I saw that it was University of Nottingham that put it out before then.
Really bad order.
Which doesn't make sense.
So the University of Nottingham announced it all over their website.
Yeah.
Because they're the sponsors, and they've obviously got every right to do so, but do it at the same time as
not before.
And another thing is, I saw that obviously your away kit came out, so this is comparing to Bradford now. From what I saw is you're not allowed to buy your away kit for another, is it 9 days?
Another week, yeah.
Another week.
But we got to buy ours straight away. So how does that make you two feel about that? You can't buy it like straight away.
Old school Mark, Mr. old Grandad Mark on TikTok. You'll find out Notts home kit on the 18th, available to buy on the 28th.
Oh.
See, I don't. Why 10 days? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, same here.
I get waiting to announce it, right? I have no issue with that. Wait till the 18th, but then make sure it's ready, available for the 20th, for example. You know, drop it on a Friday night, for example. 6 o'clock on a Friday. Have it ready Monday morning. You've got the whole weekend to prepare. Get it ready. Monday morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, big reveal. First person in the queue gets a free one. Do you know what I mean? You could really go to town, but Notts don't.
Yeah, but you know what they're going to do then? They're going to say that you could buy it on Friday, but they're not going to let you buy it until probably the week after. Yeah, that's what they normally do.
No, I agree. And then it makes the match days, then, the queue, ridiculous.
It does, yeah.
Which then ruins your experience, because everybody's trying to fight. And we don't have a big shop, let's be honest.
No, we don't, no.
We don't either.
So everyone tries to get through one door at 2 o'clock, when obviously everyone's trying to get a pint, trying to get in the game. It's just not going to be possible.
It's not, no. Especially when the kids are going to be there as well. They and
they're going to be losing, for me, some massive loss on revenue.
Yeah.
We've had some problems with like our club communication, but from what I've seen from Notts County, it's worse. And
it's
really
in my opinion, they need to sort it out.
It's really poor.
It is, yeah.
Because it's really not fair on new fans.
No, it's not.
Because that's where rumours fester. Rumours fester because they don't tell you anything. They don't cut it
exactly.
out. They don't say, no, that's not true. Or, I get they can only say certain things, but the whole Maynard thing was a prime example.
And also,
we all knew he was gone. They didn't announce anything.
Until, like, the week after. And I'm
still waiting for the owner's statement.
And we all knew about that Man United player that was joining because he was on the list to go to Germany. So.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for answering my questions.
Good question, Jack.
My thoughts on the FC United game. Humphreys is an absolute weapon. He took on, I think about 5 players. Should have got the penalty. Got Josh, fantastic winger down the wing, bossing it, crossing it, and setting up the trialist, I can't remember to pronounce his name. Who scored, Jack? Jack and Haru.
I can't pronounce his name.
Trialist.
Exeter player. From Exeter.
Yeah. I have no clue. I can't remember his name.
Who's nuts or something to call him?
Well, yeah, we'll stick with that.
Yeah. So, is anyone else got anything they want to talk about the club-wise, Graham?
Obviously, the transfer news. Obviously, it got announced a couple hours ago, but I'll put in the group chat that, unfortunately, Bradford, who were linked with Naki Wells, is no longer a connection. He is now signed for Luton, hasn't he?
Yeah, back at Valley Parade on...
Whenever we play Luton at home.
Luton on the 16th of August. We play them there.
No, No, that's at home, isn't it?
Yeah, home is 16th of August.
Right.
And
he's
away is February the 7th.
He's going to get a really good reception, I think, because he hasn't been to Valley Parade for years.
I was going to say this to you and Johnny. What do you think the Bradford fans will do when Naki Wells returns to Valley Parade, but with Luton? What do you think he's? I don't know if he'll get a standing ovation or anything like that.
No, I think he will. I think
we'll get a round of applause.
We'll get a round of applause, but I've got to feel like a lot of the younger fans who don't really know that Naki actually played for Bradford and stuff like that. A lot of the younger fans,
they don't know his history.
Shit.
Yeah. No, I think he'll get a warm reception when he comes. Look when we played Wrexham.
Yeah.
And Phil Parkinson came back to Valley Parade. We gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
We gave Matty Platt a standing ovation, and then we turned on him because it's Matty Platt and no one likes him. in my opinion. In my opinion, he looks like Steve from Minecraft.
Well, us County fans like him.
That's why he fits so well with the away kit.
Also, when we went to Morecambe, didn't we do one for some of the players that were now playing for Morecambe that used to play for Bradford?
Yeah. See, we're a nice club when it comes to players, but when it comes to the game, it's like we switch, which is fair enough. That's football for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've had some breaking news come from Torquay, and this has got to be the best name I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Made me chuckle. Torquay United is pleased to announce the signing of midfielder Sonny Blue Law Everton has joined Torquay. So that's some breaking news there. So Graham, have you got anything else about talk about your team?
Not really, Johnny. Like I said, it's been a quiet week this week, apart from played his first pre-season game on Saturday against Motherwell behind closed doors, and we got beat 1-0, but they're like 2-3 weeks into their pre-season. They've got a couple of European games coming up, the qualifiers, so they're a little bit in front of us, so it's not really a judgment yet. We'll hopefully get a little bit more when we play, I think we play Fylde on Saturday. And that's when we get into the really nitty gritty of it, so we'll see what comes in the next week or so.
So, Haru, you on about Nike Wells earlier. We've had Sean on TikTok. Most of the young fans have never seen Wells play at Bradford. I don't understand the obsession.
See, he was a really big part for Bradford when he was playing for us because he had the likes of Hansen, you had all them. Yeah. You had Duke and all that. And that was like back in, was it 2013, 2014?
You like 2013, 2014 era, yeah.
And that's when we were starting to go on cup runs. Like, he was part of, like, beating Chelsea, beating Villa.
Yeah.
He was part of that squad. Yeah, he was part of that squad where it got us to Wembley.
We went to Wembley twice. He was part of that squad.
Even Huddersfield fans can probably agree with us here. He's a really good player and he's really nice. And it's like the Notts County fans are heartbroken that David McGoldrick's gone because he's a nice player and he's a good player and he did stuff for the squad. Yeah. So, in my opinion, that comment is a little bit out of reach, if you get what I mean. We're not obsessed with him, but at the end of the day, me and Haroon, when it was our generation grew up watching Naki Wells play. Yeah,
yeah. When it was announced that he left Bristol City, a lot of the fans, like I'd say, like who watched Naki back then, were kind of wanting him to return to Valley Parade as a League Cup. Obviously, we're linked that he was going to return. I wanted him back at Valley Parade to be signed.
He said, didn't he? He said when he gets to around the retirement age, he would like to come back to City and retire at City.
Yeah. Obviously, that's what a lot of the fans, including myself, were thinking, that let's sign Naki back. But yeah. But it's not that we're obsessed with him, it's just that we'd love to see him in the Claret and Amber once again.
We knew 100% that we weren't going to get him back because, one, he's been in the Championship.
Yeah.
His wages are way too high for the club.
Yeah.
We've not sold any players yet. Barely. Yeah. And we've bought players in for, like, Humphreys and Josh and Will Swan and Max Power. We've spent so much money as it is. So I kind of expected that we weren't going to get Naki Wells back.
Yeah.
I was like, when I first saw
nice though to see him in the Claret.
It would have been lovely to see him back in our colours, but at the end of the day, football's football, money's money, and
exactly.
Sadly, players go for money instead of the actual badge. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
So before we go back to Harry and Mayak, Salford have signed a player, and he's called George Grant. He's 30, midfielder, English. Previous clubs, Nottingham Forest, Notts County on loan, Luton loan, Mansfield loan, Lincoln, Peterborough and Hearts. Have you ever seen this George Grant playing?
I have. I've seen him several times, yeah.
Is he good? Is he crap?
He's overrated.
Yeah.
Massively overrated.
Yeah,
I mean, we all know how bad Scottish football is, and he couldn't even make it there.
Yeah.
No, he's for me, I think he's crap.
So if any Salford fans listening,
Yeah, I can agree.
That player.
He come from Forest's academy.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He came at the same time as when we had Ryan Yates.
Yeah.
And look where Ryan Yates is now.
Exactly.
Mark and Harry, any last words on Notts County?
Can we please get better social media, Steve?
None from me. None from me.
Yeah, that's about it, really.
So I'm going to be at the Charlie game tomorrow. Haru, are you going tomorrow?
I will be there, Johnny.
Okay. And what about yourself, Jack? Are you going?
Sadly not.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then, Haru.
I will not be going to any pre-season games for Bradford this season, sadly. Because
You're not going to Middlesbrough?
No, because of the trains. There's a rail replacement on the way back, so I've decided to go on the 26th of July to go watch Notts County versus Cardiff.
Wow. Sorry, not that, Jack. Sean, Jack and Haru, before we move on. Sean, again, who I think he likes throwing that fishing rod out and trying to get a bite.
Oh, he always does, if it's the same Sean that comes into our life.
Yeah. He was a good player. You can't call Wells a legend. Ooh.
Just did.
Oh.
Is he a legend or not a legend?
Yes, he is. Bradford, he is a legend.
Okay, what's your term of legend then, if you say he is? What makes him a legend then?
Oh, good question.
You've actually put me on the spot now. Arun, you got anything to say to that?
Do you want me to help you out?
I'm sorry.
If you say...
Yeah, go on, Graham.
Well, like Jack and Haroon and Johnny have said earlier, he was part of that rememberable squad that took him to, was it the League Cup final?
Yeah.
That for me, doing something like that as a League One or League Two club would make anybody of that squad, for me, a legend. Because who else can say that they've had their League Two side or League One side a major English cup final?
Yeah,
especially beating Chelsea from 2-0 down to beating 4-2.
If you go back in time when Naki was part of the squad, he was part of the squad that beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, the only team that scored more than 3 goals since Swansea that season. Swansea only scored 2, and Bradford scored 4. Right, so that was a record to beat that season. He was there when we beat Leeds United at home. He was there when we beat Arsenal. He was there when we beat Aston Villa. He was there twice at Wembley, losing to Millwall in the final, and then beating Northampton and winning the cup, winning the playoff promotion playoffs at Wembley, lifting the cup. If you're calling him if you're saying that he's not a legend, that means you're also saying Hansen's not a legend. Who else? Billy Sharp, Billy Knott, Matt Duke.
I know fans call players legends, but
you Notts County fans think that McGoldrick's a legend.
That means you're calling the rest. That whole squad.
I never called McGoldrick a legend.
They're not legends. Basically.
I didn't say you did. I'm saying that some Notts County fans will say that McGoldrick was a legend.
I know.
Obviously, Harry, Matt, you can agree with me. Zoe will say that David McGoldrick was a legend. Because she said that last night.
She will, but that's only because he came from our academy and helped when we sold him when he was 16. We made quite a bit of money out of him.
Yeah.
Same as Jermaine Pennant, we made quite a bit of money out of him as well.
Yeah.
When we sold him to Arsenal. But personally, I don't think McGoldrick's a legend.
No,
especially now he's signed. Especially
And
signing
that's
for
your
Barnsley.
fault. And that's your fault.
Doesn't make it right. It's just I don't think.
No.
Right, lads. Last question of the day.
Mm.
Very important question. Graham, what's on your plate, lad?
I've had a chicken platter and chips and gravy.
Sounds very poor. Haru?
Oh, you're bringing this question back, Johnny. Oh, not at the moment in time. Gonna wait until see what my family wants to eat and then eat what they want.
Harry?
Lasagna. That's what I'm having.
You have any chips with it, or are you just having lasagna?
I think I'm just having lasagna. I'm not sure though.
You also having a fruit shoot with that, Harry?
What was that, Haru?
You also having a fruit shoot with that, yeah?
No, I'm not having a fruit shoot.
Oh.
Right, Jack, what's on your plate?
I think I might go and get myself a cheeky cheeseburger because this weather is too hot to even cook anything.
And last but not least, Mark.
I'm currently just demolishing steak and chips.
Ooh, you have any sauce on it? You have any bread and
With
butter?
peppercorn sauce and mushrooms.
Nice.
Oh, yes, Mark.
Absolutely
Johnny.
beautiful.
Oh, absolutely lovely, Mark.
What about
Johnny,
you, Johnny?
Yeah, what about you?
I've had a homemade burger.
What do you have on it?
Boring. Absolutely boring.
You have Russell's burger, Johnny.
Basic. That is actually robbery. If
Any
you just
bacon
had
on
a
it?
plain, but he just said he's just had a plain burger.
Plain burger and
Wow.
bread and butter.
Oh,
Wow.
Johnny.
That is
Johnny.
that's illegal.
Oh my
I'm
days.
not angry, Johnny. I'm just
I'm
disappointed.
disappointed.
We're not angry, we're just disappointed.
It can't go on like this, can it?
And on that note,
I think the ref
it's
needs
an
a word.
absolute weapon.
That's me, thank you.
I want to say thank you for Graham, Haru, Harry, Jack, Mark, also Sean on TikTok, and other people who have been commenting on stuff. If you've enjoyed this, we'll be back next week, next Thursday, 6 o'clock on the dot, where hopefully we'll have our regular panel here. If you do like what you're hearing, search for Chickens on the Loose podcast on all podcast services. You'll find us on there. If you think the podcast was shit today, let us know. If you think you enjoyed it, let us know. Comments so we can improve. Feedback is the key. And just thanks again for everybody coming, wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And one last thing. Up the chickens. Good night.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.